Sea cucumbers, marine animals belonging to the class Holothuridae, have a remarkable defense mechanism known as evisceration, where they expel their internal organs to deter predators. This process, combined with their ability to regenerate those organs, is a fascinating adaptation that showcases their resilience and evolutionary ingenuity. Below is a detailed explanation of how this process works, including the biological mechanisms, ecological significance, and regeneration process. What is evisceration? Evisceration is a defensive behavior in which sea cucumbers forcibly eject their internal organs, such as parts of their digestive tract, respiratory organs, respiratory trees, and sometimes gonads, through their anus or mouth. This drastic measure is primarily used to confuse, deter, or distract predators, allowing the sea cucumber to escape. The expelled organs can serve multiple purposes. Distraction. These sticky, stringy, or toxic organs can entangle or repel predators, such as fish, crabs, or sea stars, giving the sea cucumber time to flee. Sacrifice. By offering up non-essential or regenerable organs, the sea cucumber sacrifices a part of itself to preserve its life. Toxicity. In some species, the ejected organs release toxic chemicals, holothurins, which can poison or repel predators. Evisceration is not a random act, but a controlled physiological response triggered by stress, such as physical attack, environmental disturbance, or chemical cues from predators. How evisceration works. The process of evisceration is complex and varies slightly depending on the species of sea cucumber and the anatomical structures involved. Here's a step-by-step breakdown of how it occurs. Triggering the response. Evisceration is typically initiated by external stimuli, such as physical damage, e.g., being bitten or squeezed by a predator, or extreme environmental stress, e.g., low oxygen levels, temperature changes, or pollution. The nervous system of the sea cucumber detects the threat and triggers a rapid response involving muscle contractions and changes in tissue integrity. Mechanism of expulsion. Muscle contractions. Sea cucumbers have strong muscles in their body wall and around their cloaca, the posterior opening that serves as both anus and respiratory structure. These muscles contract forcefully to create internal pressure, pushing the organs outward. Rupture of connective tissue. The organs are connected to the body wall by specialized connective tissues that can weaken rapidly during evisceration. These tissues, sometimes called mutable collagenous tissues, can change their mechanical properties from rigid to soft under neural control, facilitating the release of organs. Expulsion pathways. Depending on the species, organs are expelled through one of two routes. Posterior evisceration. Most commonly, organs are ejected through the anus. This involves the respiratory trees, intestines, and sometimes gonads. The cloaca ruptures and the organs are expelled as a sticky, tangled mass. Anterior evisceration. In some species, the mouth or anterior body wall ruptures, and the parts of the digestive tract or other structures are expelled forward. Cuvierian tubules. In certain species, e.g., Holothuria species, specialized structures called Cuvierian tubules are ejected. These are sticky, thread-like structures attached to the respiratory trees that elongate and become adhesive upon contact with seawater, entangling predators. Chemical defense. The expelled organs often contain toxic compounds, such as holothurins, which are saponin-like chemicals. These toxins can deter predators by irritating their tissues, causing discomfort, or even being lethal in high concentrations. The sticky nature of the ejected organs can also physically entangle predators, slowing them down or making them abandon the attack. Energy cost. Evisceration is energetically costly, as the sea cucumber loses vital organs and must invest significant resources in regeneration. However, the trade-off is survival. as the loss of regenerable organs is preferable to death. Regeneration process. After evisceration, sea cucumbers exhibit an extraordinary ability to regenerate their lost organs, a process that typically takes a few weeks to complete. This regenerative capacity is a hallmark of echinoderms, the phylum that includes sea cucumbers, starfish, and sea urchins, and is driven by complex cellular and molecular mechanisms. Here's how regeneration occurs. Wound healing. Immediately after evisceration, the sea cucumber seals the rupture site, e.g., the cloaca or body wall, to prevent infection and further loss of body fluids. This involves rapid contraction of muscles and the formation of a temporary tissue plug. Mutable collagenous tissues play a key role in sealing the wound, as they can quickly reorganize to form a barrier. Cellular proliferation. Regeneration begins with the proliferation of undifferentiated cells, often referred to as stem-like cells or coelomocytes, which are found in the coelomic fluid, the fluid-filled body cavity of sea cucumbers. These cells migrate to the site of organ loss and begin to differentiate into the specific cell types needed to rebuild the lost structures such as muscle, connective tissue, or epithelial cells. Organ reconstruction. The regeneration of specific organs, like the digestive tract or respiratory trees, follows a highly organized process. For example, digestive tract. The gut regenerates from remnants of the esophagus or cloaca, with new tissue forming a tubular structure that eventually reconnects to form a functional digestive system. This process can take 2 to 8 weeks, depending on the species and environmental conditions, e.g., temperature, food availability. Respiratory trees. These branched structures, used for a gas exchange, regrow from the cloacal region. The regeneration process involves the formation of new tubules and reconnection to the circulatory system, gonads. In some cases, reproductive organs are partially or fully regenerated, though this may take longer and depends on the reproductive cycle of the sea cucumber. The regenerated organs are functionally identical to the originals, though they may initially be smaller and less complex, gradually maturing over time. Energy allocation. Regeneration is energy-intensive, requiring the sea cucumber to redirect resources from other processes, such as growth or reproduction, to tissue repair. The availability of food and the sea cucumber's overall health significantly influence the speed and success of regeneration. In nutrient-rich environments, regeneration is faster and more effective. Molecular mechanisms. While the exact molecular pathways are still being studied, regeneration in sea cucumbers involves signaling pathways similar to those in other regenerative animals such as WNT, notch, and hedgehog pathways. These pathways regulate cell proliferation, differentiation, and tissue patterning. Genes associated with wound healing, extracellular matrix remodeling, and immune responses are upregulated during regeneration. Ecological and evolutionary significance. Evisceration and regeneration provide sea cucumbers with a unique survival strategy that has significant ecological and evolutionary implications. Predator deterrence. By sacrificing regenerable organs, sea cucumbers can escape predation, which is particularly important for slow-moving, soft-bodied organisms with few other defenses. Adaptation to stress. Evisceration may also serve as a way to expel damaged or infected organs, helping sea cucumbers cope with environmental stresses like pollution or disease. Evolutionary advantage. The ability to regenerate complex organs likely evolved as a trade-off for the loss of mobility and hard defenses, like shells or spines, found in other marine animals. This adaptation has allowed sea cucumbers to thrive in diverse marine environments, from shallow reefs to deep-sea trenches. Species-specific variations. Not all sea cucumbers eviscerate or regenerate in the same way. For example, Holothurius species These often use Cuvier and tubules as a primary defense, which are expelled in large quantities and regenerate relatively quickly. Stichopus species. These may eviscerate their entire digestive tract, requiring more extensive regeneration. Deep sea species. Some deep-sea sea cucumbers have reduced evisceration capabilities, possibly due to lower predation pressure in their environment. Regeneration timeline. The time required for regeneration varies by species, organ, and environmental conditions. Digestive tract typically regenerates in 2 to 8 weeks. Respiratory trees can take 3 or 6 weeks to fully regrow. Cuvierian tubules may regenerate in as little as 1 to 2 weeks in some species. Gonads. Regeneration can take several months and may be tied to reproductive cycles. Scientific and medical interest. The regenerative abilities of sea cucumbers have attracted significant attention from researchers, particularly in the fields of regenerative medicine and tissue engineering. Their ability to rebuild complex organs from scratch offers insights into stem cell biology, tissue repair, and organ regeneration, with potential applications for human medicine. Conclusion. Sea cucumbers' ability to expel their internal organs as a defense mechanism and regenerate them within weeks is a remarkable example of biological adaptation. Evisceration involves a controlled expulsion of organs through muscle contractions and mutable connective tissues, often accompanied by toxic chemicals to deter predators. The subsequent regeneration process relies on stem-like cells, molecular signaling pathways, and energy reallocation to rebuild functional organs. This dual strategy of defense and recovery highlights the sea cucumber's resilience and provides valuable insights into the mechanisms of regeneration in the animal kingdom.